winning 5 straight, ranked 17th in the country, and an offense that Evan Moore, you talked about, behind the way. You don't really stop Vernon Adams. You just try to redirect him, and here he hands off to Royce Freeman.
Fittingly on the first state side, Kyle Pecco is going to be big for them as they try to plug this Oregon running game.
Dwayne Stanford's on 3rd down and 2 from the Oregon 30. Freeman into the crowd.
Field, and he shows it right there.
Adams. Stanford has it up near midfield.
Work with.
Mark Helfrich in his 3rd season as Freeman goes toward the sideline and tries to get another Oregon.
It's what these receivers are asked to do every play.
Isn't the call if you don't block, you don't play?
That's
even
correct.
If you're a receiver. That's it at running back. The freshman. Adams open. It's Stanford again. His 3rd catch on this drive, but he's still going. Inside the 20 of Oregon.
And that on full display.
And a quick snap as Carrington gets the football.
Oregon State sideline with as quickly as this Oregon offense moves.
Freeman has, it's Braylon Addison, running the other way. And Braylon Addison is in the end zone.
The versatility of this Oregon offense. The Oregon State defense reads this play well. They essentially shut it down, but can't account for the cutback. And Braylon Addison, probably the most versatile weapon on this Oregon offense. He can do so many different things. And when you get
mostly Royce Freeman on that first touchdown drive for Vernon Adams on the ground. This pass complete to Addison, who had the touchdown run, and he gets up near midfield.
Create some space for Braylon Addison to get up the sideline.
Vernon Adams with plenty of time and heaving it downfield.
And moving on to his 2nd and 3rd read, that time for a big gain.
Gain of 25 and going for it all in the end zone, and it floated. Did he catch it? No. Out of bounds. And it was Griffin flying down that sideline.
Taj Griffin running the wheel route out of the backfield, looking for a matchup against a linebacker or safety, which he'll outrun every single time. Ball floated just a little bit, forcing him to get too close to that sideline. The question is if that left foot was down. It was close, though.
Fakes to Addison, and Vernon is going to keep Adams knocked down.
Get Vernon Adams out in some space.
3rd down and 7. Ball's bouncing around. What a play by Adams just to come up.
Keep this thing right there for the Beavers.
Ducks miss a field goal, but then get the takeaway. And Royce Freeman, here's a whistle and a flag.
As he realizes how much of a collective effort this really is for this Ducks offense.
Back up to the Oregon 47. Adams has it. He'll pitch it. That's Braylon Addison, who's dragged down by
defense tries to do.
Quick snap. Adams, can he get away? He does from 1 and goes out of bounds.
On these 2nd level guys for the Oregon State defense to make the plays out in space, which is very, very tough to do against the Oregon offense.
Vernon Adams, and it's knocked away. An excellent, and because of injury at linebacker for Oregon State, they've had to mix and match. And this is Adams, keeps and goes nowhere.
Them to make the tackle in the backfield.
On 3rd down and 10, Adams is going to get rid of it, and catch made. What a play to Darren Carrington.
You've got to bring him down because those eyes are going to continue to stay downfield, and if he finds open guys, he's shown he has the ability to let it go. But this Oregon State defense has not been able to get pressure on the passer enough this year, and they do it right there. They just receivers are too dangerous down the field.
Adams 5'11" and 200 pounds, but hung tough to slip that tackle and complete the pass as Griffin carries it with finger. Oregon 2 and 3 during that stretch. As Griffin carries, and Griffin is in the end zone. Touchdown.
Once again, running the chance to get out in space. Taj Griffin's such a dynamic guy in the open field. Just gives him enough of a stutter step to avoid the tackle. Bigger effect as we get later into this game.
Adams to a wide open Jalen Brown, who is brought down at the 45-yard line from Addison and Griffin. This is Freeman with a big hole. Royce Freeman slips a tackle and gets a first down around the 40. It's Freeman again after he picked up a running game, but he puts up big numbers. Came in averaging over 6.5 a carry. This is Adams wide open and off the fingertips.
Ton of ability.
And now Griffin is in, who has a touchdown run. He spins out of a tackle, and there goes Taj Griffin. Freeman back in at running back. And Adams for the end zone and falls short. And Freeman back in the backfield on 2nd and 10. He has the football. And
probably the most dynamic player on this defense and the biggest disruptor on this front seven.
On 3rd and 7, Vernon Adams underneath in the middle of the field. Down to the Carrington in motion, goes to the slot. Freeman's the back. Adams on the move, throws back. An unusual play so a loss of 6. I told you this was going to be entertaining. Adams with time, but couldn't find anybody, and he's going to go down. Addison has it, but is not going to get into the end zone. So an important difference maker. And you wonder where Oregon would be if he were healthy from the start. Graduate senior as Freeman carries.
Unbelievable how he's commanded this offense since arriving on campus.
A quick pass to Stanford again, who's loose. Royce Freeman the carry. Kind of methodically works his way up to the 40s.
Rushing for several years now.
On their way to their 10th straight season of leading the Pac-12 in rushing yards is Griffin, who has a touchdown run down from having more success in the win column. Adams with time and dumps it off. Kirk Merritt out of the 40.
Time to figure out. He's made it second nature.
Adams fires complete. Kirk Merritt again. Kirk Merritt, end zone, touchdown Ducks. No, they're going to say he's out of bounds. Hang on. They're saying he's out.
For a big play for the Oregon Ducks.
So the penalty backs them up, keeps them out of the end zone. Adams on the move. He's going to keep it and go out of bounds.
How do I look for the football? On that time, they spring a block and get him some extra yards.
And 2nd and goal. There comes a flag.
Moving around a little bit pre-snap, but they can really hurt a drive if you can't harness those as this game goes on.
Adams to Royce Freeman. A lot of room to run. So they'll be stopped inside the 5. Closed up in a hurry with a number of the Oregon State defenders getting over there. So now it's 3rd and goal. Royce Freeman stonewalled and still pushing and shoving. Haven't heard a whistle yet. Touchdown! A delayed response. Somehow he worked his way through the crowd.
Rushing game for the Oregon Ducks.
Adams comes out firing, passes back.
Which resulted in a lot of success with that kind of continuity year in and year out.
Pass caught by Carrington upper
In such a short amount of time. Very, very impressive.
Sideline catch made by Freeman. Second half, who's going to be the quarterback next year once Vernon Adams has moved on after his bowl game as Freeman carries to midfield.
Able to get big time recruits because they knew Marcus Mariota was going to be the starter.
Addison goes out of bounds.
From a commitment standpoint, the future looks bright.
After a pickup at 13, Adams with time, middle of the field. Addison has it. It's going to be a touchdown, Ducks. And there's your touchdown pass today.
Tap.
Freeman averaging just under 4 yards a carry today. And Oregon State, Kyle Pecco walking off the field, injured for the moment for Oregon State. He's been their best player on defense today and much of the season as Adams throws and completes. Carrington, here comes a flag after what turns out to be a 12-yard penalty. Adams gets away, looking downfield to throw. Now he'll run, and Vernon Adams up to the 25-yard line. Gets a lot of that.
Elusive if you can't bring him down.
Royce Freeman on the reception, gets past one defender, and then slips past another. All the way down to the free.
That's some good old-fashioned rivalry pushing going on. Let him play.
Griffin checks him, but Kirk Merritt gets the handoff. And the freshman cut down. The ball came out, and Chappelle came up with it. That's Devin Chappelle. Thanks for the update. Adams comes out, throw 3 points a game. And a lot of it because of Adams and Freeman. Royce Freeman all the way inside the 45 of Oregon. More than 100 yards from scrimmage this year.
A little misdirection play, a little counter, getting a good block from the tight end. And a nice little gap to get upfield.
And a quick snap and completion. Charles Nelson, who had the interception.
Exception to that rule here.
Adams floats one. I saw a grab. There's a penalty flag. Trying to get it to Braylon Addison.
Down. Sometimes that can be the catalyst for the flag to actually be thrown.
Royce Freeman. The hole closed in a hurry as he is now near. Durable, reliable. Gets the football. Nowhere to go this time. She's knocked back to the
bottom. But he's continued to do that all year long, and he's worthy of any praise that comes his way from a national standpoint.
Adams keeps. Griffin is the back. Vernon Adams has plenty of time. Can he find anybody? He can run it in if he wants, but he'll throw out of bounds. Long jumper. Showed you some of that ability right there. From the 45 of Oregon. Vernon Adams throws on the run and completes. Adams over 300 yards passing today, and Freeman.
Your plan is once that ball is snapped, it makes it a lot easier for him to dissect that coverage.
Going for it all, the end zone, and knocked away. Preston Dickhout from Covington, Louisiana. Griffin, who has a touchdown run today. Be more lopsided even at this point. Adams in the pocket, underneath to Griffin. And he gets knocked down around during this 5-game win streak. It's Addison who slips out of the tackle, but then 3 more. For his defensive players, Griffin remains the back after a 12-yard loss. A one-handed grab over there by Taj Griffin. He's near a first down. Remember they went last time on 4th and goal from the 2 and did not score. Handoff Freeman, and he'll score! Adams with time, and now he goes down.
Guy you have to account for, and that time makes a big play for this defense.
Can Oregon State, after the failed onside kick, keep this offense from gaining? Adams on the move and goes out around midfield.
Big stop by the defense if they can hold him here.
Griffin a tailback. Fakes to him. Adams is on the move. Here comes a flag. And he's going to throw, and catch made. Charles Nelson.
As this quarterback tries to elude the rush and get out of the pocket.
Need to get all the way inside the 35-yard line for a first down. Adams throws wide open, but bounces the ball to Nelson. Oregon can talk about that from the earlier portion of the season, but right now their hands full as Royce Freeman gets up towards the 40, and then the punt return. That's why it's a 3-point game. Pass caught right away. Charles Nelson with a first down run. There is a crazy upset. 2nd and 4. Pass complete to Carrington, who gets the first down
right now.
Griffin. And Tosh Griffin gets inside the 5. An 18-yard run. And he remains in. Adams, end zone, catch made. Touchdown, Braylon Addison. His 3rd of the day for the Ducks. With 3 touchdown runs for Oregon State. Royce Freeman has 2 and has the football. To the Fiona. Had to throw a winning touchdown with 29 seconds left. As Freeman gets loose and gets inside the 30.
This Oregon State defense, you've got to wrap a guy like that up.
Carrington with the catch. And not done yet. 6 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Griffin back in. He has a big hole. Spins and goes down to about the 20.
Got these guys up, especially Royce Freeman. As difficult as it is, you can't give him extra attempts at getting yards.
Griffin. Vernon Adams, number 3. Hands off. Griffin. Knocked down for all.
Now playing corner makes a great play on that tackle in the backfield.
Adams. All kinds of time. Open end zone. Touchdown Ducks! It's Addison again. Braylon Addison with his 4th.
They've missed over the course of the season, and although it was a little bit low, that ball was in the chest of Victor Bolden. Probably should have been caught. That would probably classify as one of the layups that they've missed over the course of the season.
And now the Ducks going for
hoped he would be. That's worked out pretty well for him.
And it was good of you to point out when we talked about the Heisman watch, players like him, Royce Freeman and Vernon.
And they got the right guy in charge. I firmly believe that.
On a first down, Freeman, who already has over 215 total, just over a minute to play. And Freeman will be brought down as the